There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to words of Professor Buitron.
I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be touching base. One of the questions was, what is it, passage of God? And I'm going to answer that. But number one, I want to thank you all for watching us, subscribing to, following us. I know there's a lot of content out there, and there's a lot of other individuals out there, but you all like us for a reason. I want to thank you. If you like us, share it. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that little bell. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a lot of things that we're looking forward in the next Savate season. But the question was, what is a passage to God? And let me tell you, folks, a passage to God means a passing of the grade. It's an exam. All Sabbateurs go through it. Okay. Sometimes the passage of God, they're done once a year, twice a year, depending on the club and where at. Especially when I was going through that and growing up and being involved in Savate in such a long way, especially in France. Sometimes some of the passage of Gods were done 2 times per year, 3 times per year, depending on the club. You had a lot of clubs at 500 members, 600 members. So you had to divide the essence. So you had some people testing once or twice a year, depending on the rank. Well, anyway, this past weekend, we just had our 32nd annual passage of God that we have in June. Imagine that, 32 years. Okay. A lot of things happen in this passage to God. I'm going to talk to you all about rules and regulations and traditions. A lot of people out there do not understand what Savate is. They think a silver glove, which is the highest level, can go out there and teach, can go out there and get rank. That's not the case. You have to actually apprentice to become an instructor. Each federation has its own differences in how it's done. The International Guild was exactly a copy of the French Federation in 1994. Why do I say exact copy? Everything, the traditions and everything that were done by the French Federation of Savate were copied over into the International Guild of Dancers of Savate, which was actually the Texas Association of Savate. Understand? People do not understand that. The Texas Association of Savate was opened up in exactly 89. Okay. International Guild of Dancers of Savate was codified, or Danceroo was codified. The art of Dancers of Savate was codified in 94, 95. Thus, the Encyclopedia of Dancers of Savate, my first book, came out in 96, putting together what was in the art of Savate Danceroo. Okay, so let's go into that. The first grade, technical grade, is blue. Then it's green, then it's red like black, white, yellow, and then silver glove, first degree. Then you have silver glove, second degree, and then silver glove, third degree. We were only 8 third-degree silver gloves in the world, and I was one of them. I took my test right after Francois Pinocchio. Okay, and that's proven. It's a record that's done. But there's a lot of silver gloves, okay, out there. Some get silver gloves, some of them don't go for silver 2. And those that go to silver 2, very few want to take the exam for silver 3. Okay, so that's just the way it is. Now, a silver glove cannot teach. A silver glove cannot give rank, teaching ranks. In 1991, inside the International Federation of Savate, I placed and I passed what was known as coach. And coach is actually a second, just like in boxing. Okay. A person can take a fighter to the ring. That's what a coach is. And the reason we did that was because here in the United States, we were building students, we were having students, we were doing a lot of things, even in France as well. And a professor cannot have, he might end up with two people from the same club fighting against each other. And he says, I'm going to be with you. Well, guess what? You're going to split the club. So that's what the coaches are for. They're just seconds to take a competitor up to the ring. And back then, a coach was taken and accepted by Italy, Croatia. Back then, what I remember, Germany had done it, and then Germany decided not to. Then there were several other countries that Senegal with Digiba, he put it, he wanted to do that, and so he took it inside. So it was a good idea because you can train people to be able to take fighters inside, but it doesn't mean you can teach. An initiador you can teach. You can have your own club initiador, but an initiador cannot rank. And you had aid monitor. Aid monitor can give rank up to blue. Then you had monitor. A monitor can give rank up to yellow. Okay. And a professor can give all the ranks, but you need 3 professors to form 1 silver glove. That is the law. Those are the rules and regulations. So there's a lot of folks out there giving out rank for silver gloves, and they didn't pass through 3 professors. But yet they go out there and then all of a sudden they say, I'm a Savate instructor. I can give you rank. No, that's a bunch of BS. Those people are frauding people out there. That's just the way it is. It's laid down the line. But back to the 32nd annual Passage of God. This Passage of God was great. We just came out of a pandemic. The pandemic was outside. People are coming back more inside. The club of my club, and as well as the guild, is reforming back again, trying to see what's going to end up happening. It was also a special silver glove exam because you have to be 18 to be able to take an exam for silver glove. Okay? You can't give a silver glove to a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, so on and so forth. My son was up to par. So I brought in, we had 2 other professors that came in. Why? Because with me, it would be 3 professors. And there was a 4th, which was my father. There was a lot of other and witnesses and everything with the thing. Very proud of my son. You know, there's 3 generations of silver gloves. My father, my son, and I. Hopefully he continues down the road. He's been doing it since he was 8 years old. He's gone. He was a violet glove. He waited his turn, and he did. In my book, he did excellent. Not because he's my son, because of the technique that he was showing, the calmness that he was showing. So that's what you have to be when you're a silver glove. You have to be calm enough to control your anger to move forward. And he showed that very, very well. In fact, I'm very proud of everybody that took their exams. We had several blue gloves testing. Very well done. We have Coach Mecanico came in from Dallas with one of his students who become blue. Very well done. You know, Angel Castillo, he did well. We had a green glove and a red glove. We had a couple of coaches. Of course, we had a initiador. So it was a great event. Everybody was thrilled. Everybody was happy. The new members were there. They were able to see what Savate is, what you do in the upper ranks, what you're looking for. So they had a taste of it. And that's what it was all about, because a big old family. Something special also, the city of Laredo with City Councilman Julio Martinez, under the direction of the council and the mayor, brought a proclamation making for the June 4th a day which is called Savate Day, okay, which is awesome because they finally recognize the work that we've been doing for 32 years. I mean, consecutive years. I'm producing good elements of society under the art of dancer savate here in Laredo and abroad in Texas and all over the United States. It's just something that when I saw him give that, I was humbled because finally they recognize that our system is growing, our system has been moving, and our system is here to stay. Eventually we'll change the guard and somebody else, the baton is passed to others to continue moving forward with it. That's the way it should be done. But guess what? You give it to those that actually learn and have actually spent their time learning, not somebody that wants it right away just because he wants to have a extra pin on his lapel. Understand? But other than that, it was a great, great event. Everybody saw a lot of variety of savate. They saw baton, they saw gun, they saw some lutte parisien, they saw panache, they saw the sets of dancers savate that were trained from the ring, what to do and what to expect. And, it was just a beautiful event. And I want to thank Professor Andre Germain, Big Blue, for coming down and helping us out because he always been a trooper with us. And also Professor Jean-Louis Lassen and Lassen for coming down and also for helping us out because, he's been my brother in the ring. We used to be in the ring at INSEP daily for 3 years. So we became very, very good friends. We became family. And also, we gave them the highest honorary glove given by any federation, and that is the God Vermeil and the vermilion color, which is a crimson red. So it was an honor for me to return that honor towards them and on behalf of the International Guild of Dancers, which is all totally awesome. Every year we have the Passage de Grade in June, and next year we'll have it again in June. So for those that want to get rank in savate, those that want to learn, those that want to experience it, give us a call or send me an email, buitronacademy2012@gmail.com, or hit our Linktree button in the bottom, and it'll take you to Buitron Academy at buymeacoffee.com, which has a bunch of material, curriculum, and stuff like that. I'll suggest that you guys enter the crew membership. It's not that much. It's not going to break your bank, but it's going to allow you to train from being a far from me or apart from me. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that. I want to thank you all. It was a great exam for everybody. For those watching, it was a beautiful exam. And hopefully you guys can get involved in savate and help it spread and keep it alive. Until then, much peace, stay safe, and always thank God.
Hello, my name is Kendall Martin. My nickname is Mecanico. Been in the guild since December of 1992. I got started in December of 1992. That was the point in my life where I needed some direction, needed something going on, and I saw Professor Buitron on a commercial on TV. And it's actually a little news segment. I was very impressed with what I saw, and I thought maybe that's for me. So I called him up the next day and he invited me to his class over in Irving, Texas. Loved it. And I knew at that point it was something I wanted to stick with. I originally got into it because I wanted to fight in the ring. That's my original reason I got into it. I had a lot of aggression at that time and wanted to really learn to fight and to fight in competitions. That was my ultimate goal at that time. Since then, I've embraced all parts of Danse de Rue Savate. It means a lot to me. I love working out and training. I now have a small club up in Plano, Texas. I have a few guys, 3 guys, a couple of them hurt right now. I still have 1 or 2 that work out with me consistently, and we work out as a little small private studio where I work, and we get some good work in. I have some good guys and I use them as training partners. We have fun, they enjoy it, and they tell me that's something they look forward to twice a week coming to work out. We have a little fun, but work hard at the same time. And it's really helped me with some of my sets of Danse de Rue Savate. I've always struggled with early on. Those guys are very good, and I use them. They're my guinea pigs. And I get to come down to Laredo here to work out with Professor Buitron about at least twice a year. On a good year, 10 or 3 times a year on a good year. I've probably made that drive from Dallas to Laredo, I estimated 25 times in my life. And it's a nice 8-hour drive. It's to come down here and work out. But anyway, Savate means a lot to me. Helped me through some bad times in my life early on, so I embraced it so much. And now when I teach others, I've got a couple other students that are in the same boat as I was. It gives them something to go do, and they tell me kind of relieves stress out of their life. And I'm happy to help them. And I think that's what Danse de Rue Savate is to me.